When you look at this game, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Some of you might have said, "No way, I played this game as a kid. It was awesome." And if you said that, here, your golden star for the day. But for those of you who said, it just looks like a GTA clone, you should be ashamed of yourself. For context, because of the massive popularity that Grand Theft Auto has had over the years, the term GTA clone has been coined for pretty much any game that is third person and open world. But the term doesn't give enough respect to the games for it, as most of them end up doing something new and refreshing that even GTA can't achieve. Which is why I want to show you Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs was first released on August 13th, 2012, being developed by United Front Games, who before they went defunct as a company in 2016, were known for helping in development of games like the Master Chief Collection, the 2014 remake of Tomb Raider, and Disney Infinity 3.0. Originally, the game was going to be a continuation of the True Crime series, but after Activision Blizzard canceled the game, the publishing rights were bought out by Square Enix, and the game was renamed to Sleeping Dogs, as Enix didn't buy the licensing rights. The game takes place in Hong Kong, and you play as undercover cop Wei Shen, who returns back to the place of his childhood as he infiltrates the Sun On Yee, a triad gang that controls the Hong Kong criminal underground, which is based off an actual triad gang that is still active today. I originally found out about Sleeping Dogs as a kid because my family was broke and the free games off Xbox Gold were how I was able to experience new games. Its gameplay holds something that is unique and original, which displays a huge disrespect when called a GTA clone. The combat surrounds itself with one tried and true concept.
Take these hands, motherfucker!
Punch a man, roundhouse kick a man, beat a man's head in with a fish, slam a man's head into a speaker, help a man take a phone call, help a woman into a car, help a man experience the taste that is drywall, help a man down an elevator shaft, show a man how to use proper etiquette with a circular saw. There are so many possibilities with the hand-to-hand combat, as it is so free-flowing with the various objects and items that surround an area, and the melee combos that you are given as you upgrade through the skill trees, which are categorized into 4 different types, those being Triad, Cop, Melee, and Face. Each ties into actions which are required to gain XP to level up those skills. For example, with the Triad tree, hitting melee combos, intimidating people, and throwing guys into breakable objects during missions helps you gain red triangles, which will in return give you experience at the end of missions. Well, with the Cop tree, each poor decision, like destroying public property, being clumsy with hitting parkour, and killing civilians will result in you losing experience, which forces you to be both violent but also aware of your actions to avoid losing potential experience. Melee and Face are a little bit more unique, as Melee requires you to pick up statues which are spread across the map and return them to a dojo, which will result in you learning a new combo, and Face is leveled up for each yellow side mission and random encounter that you complete, which gives you benefits from food status effects lasting longer to clothes costing less to purchase. Movement is also a major aspect of the free-flowing nature of the game, which adds to its uniqueness. Parkour has very free movement when running, which allows you to do many things from sliding over tables to being able to hit cool stunt jumps like Jackie Chan in the movies. There's also very cool movement with cars, which allows you to hijack vehicles by jumping out of them, and you're also able to use cars as a weapon to slam into other cars and disable them. Weapons are within the combat of the game, even though melee combat is the primary focus, and they vary from knives and cleavers to purses and umbrellas, and even a fish. I'm not joking. The game literally gives you the ability to kill a guy with a fish. If that isn't amazing, I don't know what is. Guns are also in the game, but only appear every once in a while, as most of them end up making very quick work of enemies, which makes you question learning combos when you can just slide over a counter and put a guy down like Old Yeller. The map itself is divided into 4 districts, which each have their own experiences and people, like the North Point, which has a more older looking design, where NPCs wear more casual clothing and drive around in cars like SUVs, mopeds, and sedans, and Central, which has a more modern look with its tall skyscrapers, where NPCs wear suits and dresses and drive around in vehicles like limousines and sports cars. I wanted to talk about it briefly, but attention to detail is something that many don't really care about in games, but personally, I love it as it ends up making the experience much better. Some more basic attention to details appear in when it rains, it results in NPCs spawning with umbrellas, and by standing at the back of vehicles, you're actually able to acquire tire irons from them. But some of my more loved ones in the game come from if you steal a taxi and wait up a curb, a random NPC will walk up and enter the taxi, which will get you this funny piece of dialogue.
Airport.
Do I look like a cab driver to you?
Shit.
And when driving around, hitting parking meters actually dispenses money. I forgot to mention that if you crash into enough stuff, the car will explode as well. As I said briefly when talking about the skill tree, the game carries many different things to do with main missions and side missions, but there is also other activities outside of missions that can carry as much fun. The main missions, like every story in the game, tell Wei's story as he completes tasks to gain more trust of his fellow Sun On Yee members to rise in the ranks. The missions differ from helping associates in the gang to taking control of shops in rival districts. The game also has many side missions, like drug busts, which ties into the cop aspect of the game, where you hack cameras and rat out dealers to the police. And there's also missions that let you use the cars that you purchase to complete races around the entire map, with some of them only letting you use motorcycles and others only letting you use high-class cars. As you go through the missions, you begin to unlock activities such as doing karaoke, going on dates, and my favorite, cockfighting,
My cock is the best.
where you embrace your gambling problems of your ancestors and watch as $100,000 turns into nothing in seconds. But remember, 90% of cockfighters quit before they win big, so make sure you spend as much money hoping that your chicken wins the 500th fight you bet on. There are also martial arts clubs around the map, which, contrary to the name, aren't like dojos where you train to get better at combat and are more closer to Fight Club. But unlike in Fight Club with its lengthy rule list, the martial arts clubs only have one rule. Beat the shit out of every guy that is in front of you. It doesn't matter. 3 guys, 5 guys, 10 guys. All of them better be on the concrete when you're done. And after slamming guys' heads into metal shipping containers for about 20 minutes, you're rewarded some cash that you could go spend on a brand new car. Or you could go gamble on cockfighting again. There's also DLC in the game, which is completely free as it comes with the Definitive Edition and holds 3 different stories that carry a different experience in gameplay from that of the original. Those being the Zodiac Tournament, which takes place on an island off the coast of Hong Kong as you participate in a fighting tournament which displays heavy inspiration to old fighting movies like Enter the Dragon with its gritty film filter and background music. There's Nightmare in the North Point, which puts you up against ghouls and demons as you fight them around the North Point to save that area from the wrath of Smiley Cat. And there's Year the Snake, which tasks Wei with stopping the actions of a cult by arresting members, defusing bombs, and sending cars wired with explosives into the harbor as you try to stop them from causing harm and ruining Hong Kong's celebration of the Lunar New Year Festival. Sleeping Dogs is a unique game that deserves more acknowledgement than what's given. Within the open-world crime genre, it is a game that many end up calling Chinese GTA, but it is more than just being a clone. The combat, activities, and characters are special in a way that lets the game hold up very well against many series in the genre, like GTA and Saints Row, which is why it holds a very special place in my heart. With all those amazing things that I've mentioned, you might be wondering, if this game is so amazing, then why does the title call it a gem that everyone forgets? Well, dear viewer, I will answer that question. When Sleeping Dogs was first released, the game did gain decent reception from critics, but was eventually deemed by Square Enix to be a failure of a game as it failed to meet sales expectations and wasn't seen to be as popular as many other open-world games at the time. This caused Square Enix to cancel both the sequel and a spin-off game, which were expected to come out around 2015. And with it being over 10 years now, and with United Front Games no longer being a company that exists, the idea of a glorious sequel to Sleeping Dogs will always just be a dream, which makes it such a gem. But overall, to finish up, I highly recommend that you try playing this game before the new GTA comes out. The combat, activities, and even the gunplay do differ greatly from that of GTA, but it ends up offering a very unique twist and a completely different experience from that of GTA, which could eventually end up being even more exciting for you compared to that of GTA. Both the graphics and movement stand up very well for a game that came out in 2012, and from what I've read, the newer consoles have actually gave the game a little minor graphics update, so it's even better than ever. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the first time that I've ever made a video in an essay format like this, and I hope to make more of them in the future. Tune in next time, where we will talk about and put into practice a step-by-step guide on running a fair and free drug empire right out of your parents' basement.